Hey guys, this is Michael Alexander with Coinsider. Thanks for coming to another Quick Charts video today. Today is April 16th, about 2 p.m. New York time. If you haven't already done so, please watch our demo video. It is the link in the description below. Now, just to recap what Quick Charts is, Quick Charts brings you many top analyst price predictions all in one page to save you possibly lots of time and research so you can quickly compare those analysts' price predictions in one page and get an idea of where the market could be heading so you don't miss out on any major price moves. Today's report, what are we going to be going over? We have three sections. We have quick charts, page 1, reasoning, page 2, candle charts, the last pages. Let me explain to you what each one is. The first page is the quick charts, which is a high-level overview, so you'll quickly know the prediction as well as how many bulls or bears there are. The second page is the reasoning section, where we're going to go over the same chart as the quick chart, but now we're going to give you the reasons why the analysts are predicting that price. And the third, in the last section, is the candle charts. If you wanna see more detail, the way the analysts are predicting using their charts, then we're going to go into the section and we're going to look at the analyst actual charts in more depth. So those are the three sections. So let's start with the quick charts. Let's blow this up and make it a little bigger. Okay, actually you can't see everything, so we're gonna go here. Okay, so we have 6 charts here. Okay, on the left we have 3 bulls. On the right we have 3 bears. They're long-term bearish and they are currently bullish. Now let's look at some key price points, or actually let's look at the movement of the market. We have 2 zigzags just like this. This analyst is a little bit longer term, so you're not going to see price going down. Currently price is retracing. It's going down towards 77, 78, maybe 76. We don't know exactly where it's going to fall. So we have zigzag motions here. On the right hand side we have the bears. We have also a little zigzag, but temporarily down, all going up and then back down. Looks like below $6,000. That's the bear scenario. Now let's look at some key resistance or support areas that are important here in the quick charts. On the left hand side with the bulls, we have 8,500 which is one main area that we need to cross here for the bulls, and then we have a $9,400 average price point. It's like a range. On the right hand side we have the bears. What is important areas that is going to make a difference whether the market may go up or down? We have 2 analysts at $9,500. Basically, if it breaks that, they may turn bullish, but they don't believe it's going to break it. 9,500 should be the price it should go up to and then bounce back down. That's a major resistance area. Actually, the whole 9,200 area is a resistance area. Again, 9,200 is a resistance area for this analyst right here. So if that does not break that 9,200, he sees a bearish continuing scenario. So again, just look at these major price points here: 9,500, 9,500, 9,200. We have differences in the bulls, so we'll get into that below. So that was quick charts, and if you want to stick around for the next section of the reasoning, we're going to go into it now. So the prediction and reasoning, let's make this a little bigger. Okay, so we have, I call these micro charts, these small little charts, which is the same charts that were up here. Okay, we're going to get into the reasoning of each chart in the analyst. Also, we have the initials of each analyst, so you can find the name associated with the analyst. Now, let's go with the first analyst. We had Philip a few days. He predicted that we would be heading up bullish and then retracing. We're currently in that retracement, starting at 7,900, going down to a possible $7,600 range. And from that range, we should be heading back up and breaking through the previous high that we reached around 8,400 to continue that Elliott wave, impulse wave upwards. He does believe 6,500 was the bottom. He's pretty sure about that. And that is Philicon's analysis. Let's go to the next one, Heijin Lee. Heijin believes that we're currently retracing, and from the retracement, he has a range. I put 7,600. From 7,600, we would be going up towards the 9,400 range. From there, going back down for another retracement, and back up to finish an Elliott wave count. So that's a little bit of a longer term projection than Philicone's. Philicone's is shorter. So this is Heijin's projection pathway. And so again, in the reasoning section, or the details, I put currently doing wave 4 correction, which would be the 7,600. Okay, and then we have EW and Patterns is on Steemit. He switched recently from bear to bull, and he has a much longer term projection where we are at 7,900. Even though we are retracing down, he doesn't include it in his chart. He looks at the longer term picture to 12,000. Back down to 10,000 and up to 14,000, so he has a bullish view. Again, he recently switched and mentioned that if price goes below 67.60, then that would invalidate his bullish count. Now we go to the bears. So the first three were the bulls, and now we're going to go to the bears. Now the bears, Tony Vase, I keep him in this report. He hasn't updated his. He hasn't had an update in a couple of days, but I'm still keeping his viewpoint that the weekly and the monthly chart are very bearish. We have a red 2 candle formed this month in April, which is a bearish sign. If if we cross that 9,500, which is the dotted line here, he may start looking bullish. And also, he still sees that we have that barrier of the 200 moving average on the daily, and also the 50 moving average he mentioned as well. I believe we haven't crossed that, so we do still have barriers to get over to consider being bullish on from his point of view. And then we have AP. He's also bearish long term. Short term, we could be bullish, moving up. We've already moved into the 8,200 price range, so he mentioned that he'd be bullish short term. And again, the key price point where he would switch from bearish to possibly bullish would be 9,500, similar to Tony Vase. Again, I put a dotted line right here so you can see that major area. But again, bearish long term, so these analysts probably do not believe that it's going to cross the 9,500, that we are still going to hit those resistances that I just mentioned and go downward. And then we have J.D. Marshall, where he believes that if we establish that higher high of 9,200, then that possibly could turn him to look on the bullish direction. Currently, we are in the long-term bearish, and he's seen similar patterns. We've had a run up very quick, and we fell twice the distance downwards. So he's still long-term bullish. And now, so that was the end of the section here for prediction and reasoning. That was just the reasons the analysts are given. We're going to go on now to the candle chart section. If that was good enough for you for this data, then we'll see you tomorrow. But now we're going to be going into the charts that the analysts themselves have made, and I'm going to show you even more detail about their reasoning from their charts. So Philocone a few days ago believed that 6,500 was the floor, and now we are moving up on 5 Elliott wave counts, where we should see, well, he did have his 5th Elliott wave count around 8,800 here. I think that we fell short about it. Around 8,400 was the top possibly, and then he sees a retracement down to this gray box about $7,500. He does see us once we retrace to that fourth wave 4, that wave 5, we should break through this resistance, long-term resistance line from December 17th. We have Heijin. He believes that we're on this white W pattern where price is following this, and he sees a long-term bullish trend. He has a MACD on the 1 day, I believe, that's going to stretch out all into the July-August area. So he sees a bullish pattern where once we complete this bearish wedge going upwards, we will have a significant correction. This is his most recent chart. Just about an hour ago, he posted this on Steemit, and he adjusted his prices. he adjusted his targets, where his target 3 yellow is here, target 4 is about here. He also said to look out for a head and shoulders. This could form. If that forms, we may have another breakdown, which is the length of this head here, which would be around this yellow or a little below this yellow. We have EW in patterns. He recently switched to bullish again from bearish, and he has finishing of the Elliott right there. Then you have the 1, 2, and 3, and he drew this pathway for the 3. So his 3 finishes about $12,000, which I mentioned, which I showed in the quick charts above, and this is his much longer term projection to 14,000, which is a higher degree wave. And then you have Tony Vay is showing his weekly bearish candles going down. He believes that we are still bearish weekly, and also on the monthly. That second red candle I mentioned, I drew that out actually, so I wanted to show you what that means. So if you look at Bitcoin for a few years, you see all these greens, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the TD sequential count that Tony Vay has used, and only recently in the monthly chart we've had a red 1 and a red 2, and that is very bearish according to Tony. And then we have AP, believes that we finished a Elliott wave count, WXY, and now we're moving up. We should have another X failure and then move down to our final Z, which is down towards the 3,000 zone, where that's his target, his bearish target long term. And JD Marshall also wants to see that higher high of 9,200 established before even considering to be bullish. So he just uses lower highs and higher highs. The 6420 was the lower high, so we went above that. We established a lower high. Now we want to establish a higher, which is above $9,200. And just some extra goodies. I included Wave 618, which I found on YouTube today, and he did present a very interesting point. Number one, the OBV, or the on-balanced volume. He went historically into it, and he showed that the on-balanced volume currently, which is this little area right here, let me zone in really quick. This on-balanced volume right here goes back and supports the price area where people actually bought in around $1,100–1,200. He goes all historically back into this area right here where people bought around $1,100, and he says that that these guys are not going to be selling. They're not going to be wiped out. So it's possible that we could have already finished an Elliott wave count of a WXYZ. He also presents a very interesting point, saying that an Elliott wave count that's not in classical Elliott wave, in the classic Elliott wave book people use, we have a neutral triangle, which is not known very well, where actually Bitcoin could have, have already done its correction. A, B, C was the 6,000. Then it went up to D, which is that 11,700, and then the E finished over here. So that's not very common, commonly known among Elliott wave technicians, and he points that out, that 6420 could have been the finishing count of the Elliott wave count. Please visit this URL here to get more details if you want to know more. But that's just another data point that I learned. And he does go over into historical examples of where that happened in Bitcoin. So you can watch his video. Again, he is Wave 618, and he came out with the video on the 15th of April. Very interesting video, so you can see his reasonings why we could have finished the correction in Bitcoin already. So that is the end of our reports today with quick charts. We went over the 3 sections. Again, let's go back to the top here. So we went over the 3 sections. We looked at the bulls on the left. We looked at the bears on the right. We had some. We did have different price points for the bulls. So I went over each one individually. On the right, we had similar price points. We had similar key targets for the bears, which I showed you. 9,500 is a very important target that a few bear analysts are using, that they'd consider switching to bull. And 9,200 again is another higher high that we could establish that could change the trend from, or confirm the trend being changed from bear to bull as well. So those are some key levels and key prices that you can take from today's report that you can have in mind, that you can adjust to your trading strategy. And we went over the prediction and reasoning and the candle charts. So all of today's reasoning and prediction are from the analysts. Any opinions that we gave to you today are just coinsiders, and it shouldn't be taken as financial advice. Please, if you're doing any trading, do your own due diligence, as there's always a risk of losing money. So please do your own due diligence before doing the trading. Thank you for staying with us for all three sections today. I hope that you took a lot of good information from that and that could help you. And we look forward to seeing you on tomorrow's Quick Charts video. Have a great day.